All right. Welcome to our guest, Brock. Is it Misner?
Misner, call me whatever you want, Chris.
All right.
I answer to both. I think my name has been pronounced Meisner, but everybody that reads it always calls it Misner. Did a little. I did a little family history. I think that was the original name. They were just trying to sound less Jewish or something. They took the E out.
All right. Well, anyway, Brock specializes in Google My Business, Google Business Profile, whatever the fuck it's called this week. And he's going to share some of what he knows today, and then he's just to tease a little bit of what he's going to be speaking about next month at our event. So, welcome, Brock. Before we get into that, though, can you just give us a little bit of your background and your origin story and that sort of thing?
Yeah. So I went to outside of the Marine Corps. Any of my fellow devil dogs out there, hoorah, and got into digital marketing. And got out. I was actually originally a PPC guy for e-commerce. That's where I got my start. Did that for a long time. Ran Facebook ads. And now it's funny. Ironically, I'm known for local SEO, but that's how I got my start. I'm actually pretty good still to this day. God willing, and a pay per click guy. But I've always get these everybody the big argument, right? They're like, "Oh, you don't need to pay. Just you need SEO, or you don't need SEO. Just pay." Right? My opinion, you got to have both. If you want to maximize your budget. But regardless, started my agency shortly after working for with e-commerce at an e-commerce agency, and worked with like one client is what I had. I had to learn SEO, and the rest is history. Yeah, very come from very humble beginnings. No rich family or nothing. Had to come from myself. I have a mild addiction to tattoos. I like the sun, and I love coming to Myrtle Beach and speaking. And been real big in automation lately. I didn't even learn I haven't even know how anything like Python or anything a year ago, and I've kind of been diggling and dabbling with that. I actually just yesterday built a Google Sheet. There's like a virtual machine that runs in the background, but basically it's a Google Sheet that you can put your reviews in, like your review links, right? And it'll crawl the page every 8 hours, and it'll tell you if the review's still live or if it fell off. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was quite the accomplishment yesterday. I was pretty pumped for myself. The problem is, it's not, you can't just like run a script inside of Google Sheets and it goes through because it's a redirect. So it's got to go to the final URL. And then after that, it has to scrape the HTML and then find, that's how it finds out if the review was good or bad. So it doesn't look like much, the sheet doesn't, but it's pretty complicated. I'm actually giving it out to my mastermind people or people that were in my group course. They don't know it yet, but if you guys are, you're going to get that. You have to use your own Google Cloud, though.
So, but the title of this stream is GMB ranking hacks and bypassing Google spam filters. Now, obviously, you can't give away everything, but can you give us a little bit of, just tell me what that means, I guess, because that's kind of vague. Not vague, but, non-specific.
Yeah. So we're going to try to rank as fast as we can, right? Part of that is like with user signals, like how can we do that? How can we artificially do that? For example, the down at the bottom side of a GMB inside of a knowledge panel, right? There is a popular times of the day, right? That can have a direct correlation to how well you rank. I'm seeing more and more now, actually, that the search terms are becoming much more searcher intent, right? And like, for example, your rankings drop when your hours are off, right? When you're not when you're not open. It's kind of like that with popular time. So we can actually flood through a series of automation scripts that will make a place like start to generate a buzz, right? So let's say theoretically, I think, and from what study I've done, kind of boils down to searcher intent. So let's just say, for example, there's a restaurant, right, that is just got like an influx of traffic for some odd reason, right, that Google doesn't know. That's going to raise a flag and actually like bypass the whatever and shoot their rankings up temporarily, at least, right, momentarily, because Google will think that that business has got something going on, and then the searcher is going to be more. So if someone's, let's say there's someone down the street searching for like best place to have lunch, right, now that listing is going to be much more relevant and a closer match, right, if that makes sense. So, and we just did that through ways of like artificially encrypted. So I guess that would be called a GMB hack, right? What was it? That was the title, right? GMB hacks.
Yeah.
And then you bypass the spam filter, so you actually get away with it. So stuff like that. Getting your reviews to stick. I mean, how headache is that been? Just everything in general. You know, I think a lot of people now are doing CTR that probably aren't really helping very much.
So
they don't
just so in case there's somebody that doesn't know, what is CTR?
Oh, sorry. Click-through rate manipulation, very widespread practice. I used to give my ex-partner Merlino shit about it. A couple, I'd say a couple years ago, it probably wasn't. It's always helped, right? But now it's definitely more prevalent than it's ever been, in my opinion, ever. And I think more and more AI takes over. This is Brock's prediction on August 16th, 2024, is that as more and more the AI takes over the algorithm, I think things like user signals and EAT are going to become much more predominantly factors in SEO and ranking, right? You probably now do it if you had enough time and willpower to probably create like an AI bot. I don't know if anybody's ever used those that will actually like do all your on page and stuff for you just perfectly, exactly the way Google wants it, right? And I think more and more people are going to, once that starts to become catch on and widespread, like how do you rank a website? How do you rank a GMB when everybody's got perfect SEO, right? Technically, you'd have to do it through things like EAT, right? For sure. And user signals, that's in my opinion, that would really be the best way. It would be get feedback from people, because they want you to be happy, right? As soon as you're not happy using Google, you're going to bounce out and you're going to go somewhere else. So yeah, then I could be wrong, but that's my predictions. And I think there's a lot of loopholes right now that, with that being the case, and even moving forward, if that's the case, right now, since there's so much weight on user interactions, that if you can manipulate it and not get, and bypass the spam filter, whether that's a user interaction or a link or whatever, you're going to see some pretty positive results.
What is a spam? I know what a spam filter is, but in case somebody's watching, what is a spam filter?
Sorry. Yeah. So let's just say like you submit a fake review and it doesn't like publish, it's a spam filter, right? You send a bunch of CTR traffic and your GMB sinks and drops. That was a spam filter. You got bypassed. So you're kind of like raising Google's eyes, like, hey, there's something funny going on here, and we don't think it's real. It's artificial. I think that would be that's the Brock definition, which could be, probably isn't accurate.
Do you always refer to yourself in the third person?
Only when I'm on Legiit with Chris Walker and we're getting down about Myrtle Beach. I make an exception then.
Now, are these the kind of things that you're actually like doing and implementing, or it's just a bunch of theory that you're making up and you have no idea what you're talking about?
Oh, bro, dude, I just like made a mobile phone click farm. Believe it or not, here. You guys tell me if I'm a nerd or what. Here, hold on.
Oh, wow. So I asked that question. I asked that question knowing the answer, but I asked that to show that you actually know what you're talking about, right? Like it's not just you're not just regurgitating stuff that you read on Twitter or something. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. No, I was actually making automation scripts for driving directions this morning. Actually, believe it or not.
Okay. And driving directions, what are those?
Okay. Yeah. So we can Once again, we're going down back to the user signals.
Mhm.
Let's see, and we're using real phone. In this morning's example of Brock's testing, right? I'm going to stay in third person for you, Chris. I was trying to create some scripts to where it would. So we're going to try to send a proximity signal or to Google, right? So we're going to have like the GMB is going to be somewhere, let's say in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We can create a person that is right outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, where we want to rank at, right? Does this keyword search for one of our target keywords, finds our listing on our. This is all scripted. It's not a real person, right? You're just scripting the geo coordinates where that device is coming from, and then you can artificially create a fake driving simulation to the business, basically. So you're mimicking like a real customer journey, and but nobody's really doing anything. It's just Brock running scripts in his underwear in his office at 9 o'clock in the morning drinking coffee. you know.
So is that like you still have to do all the like fundamental stuff too, right? Like optimization and profile optimization.
Of course, yeah. No, yeah. These are
I
just
ask that because people like to major in the minors a lot of the time, and
right.
like,
Oh no, everything else needs to be on page, man. I just just had just got out of a meeting not that long earlier today. Just trying to get the on page correct for a website that I've been doing all this wild, crazy stuff with, for 2 months and haven't really seen a whole lot of great results. And it's just because the fundamentals weren't there. We had no on page. The anchor text was horrible. Location page really wasn't a location page, right? Um, it just all of the above, really. So
right.
yes, you definitely want to do all that. This is just to kind of get that competitive edge. Honestly, to the little guy, if you want my honest opinion, somebody that can't pay their way, run commercials or something that can just get a bunch of branded traffic or something like that, right? It's been really interesting to kind of see what I've seen, especially like with the mobile phones and stuff. It's been an eye opener for sure. And I would say what kind of got me going down, I was reading the patents a lot, and like everything when they were going back to, they were always trying to like combat fighting simulators, right? So I was like, okay, we got to do this with like real phones. They've gotten really good with it. You used to be able, you could do simulator. Like there was always like one or two simulators out there that were really good, and you could like get reviews through them or something like that, right? And it's just not the case. They've gotten so good that you just got to have a real device. Hence, Click Farm. I got 20 phones all hooked up at once.
And that's not something everyone would need to do, right? Like that's
no. This is just me being psycho,
right.
An absolute psycho. Yeah. And then I thought, well, you could also do it for like social media stuff like that. It's been a lot of testing I've done is in social media, and it's been kind of surprising the results on that actually. And it's kind of really opened my eyes on how deep the rabbit hole really goes, because I've kind of been like, it's not, what are they looking? They're looking for a business page, and some of the more preliminary testing I've done and indicates that no, it's actually a lot more than that, which has been fascinating. My opinion, once again, the AI kind of being more predominant in the algorithm, that what is it called, like deep mind or something that they use? Yeah, deep mind. That they're really doing that. They're not just bullshitting. I don't know. I'm sorry. Can I say that on here?
Yeah, it's fine. I say fuck all the time.
All right, all right. Fuck. All right. Oh man. But no, there's a lot of it's interesting. It's a great time. It's an awesome time, I think, though, to be into SEO. I hear every year SEO's dead, right? I heard it the year I got into it. They were saying it. Oh, it's dead, bro. You can't rank no more, right? Here we are 10 years later, or whatever. Man, Chris, you do any surfing out there in Myrtle Beach?
Not really. No, it's not the greatest surf area in the world, believe it or not.
Really, it's overhyped.
Yeah, well, it's really not even hyped. Like it's not really a surf location. It's definitely a great tourist location. You keep bringing up Myrtle Beach, so I guess we should probably talk about why that is. Because it's not just you're not just making your vacation plans, right? Like you have a reason.
No, man, I'm pumped about the event. Yeah,
I'm trying to tease it a little bit. Keep that, and the reason you keep bringing that up is why?
Because I'm pumped, and we're heading over to fucking Legiit Live, baby, Playboy. We got the best of the best. My man Gregory Ortiz is going to be there. Merlino the Meme Machine, Andrew. I've never seen this Navette. I haven't heard it. Eldar the Great. Brian Winham, he's a brain. The guy is super nuts. Y'all know Merlino. He's next level CTR. Just psychopath.
Also an entertaining presenter.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm getting pumped over here. Randy Rode, the PR captain. You got Mr. OG Samuels over here. Saltera himself. I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, I never heard of Misner, Brock Misner over there. Oh, man. Here we got James Slattery. Oh man, you got James to come.
And he's in the chat right now as well. James,
what's up, Cowboy? I can't see your chat. I'm in the duck thing or the StreamYard, but what's up, playa? I haven't heard of Robin. I haven't heard of him or Kara.
Yeah, she actually isn't going to end up being able to make it, unfortunately.
Sorry, Kia. Kato, look at that beautiful bald head he's got, man. And a little cracked smile.
Yeah. So you talked about today. You talked a little bit about GMB hacks and stuff. You got way more that you want to talk about there, though, right?
Oh yeah, dude, we're just hitting the iceberg. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg like the Titanic today. If you guys are into advanced stuff, and really kind of, I'm known for my original tactics, and dropping them value bombs when I go speak somewhere. And if you're into that kind of jam, you're definitely going to be there at 1:45 and listen to your boy talk. It's going to be. I got some really good stuff that I've never shared before ever, and will not be sharing. Only at Legiit Live, and it's going into the Legiit Live vault, and that's it. I'm not gonna. That's where it's staying. I'm not gonna speak about it.
I was able to, you actually talked me into getting you a special discount for people watching for you too.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, I'm definitely sending it out to my people. I'm super excited about coming. When you told me you were going to do this, I was like, oh my God, really? Hell yes. Mr. Legiit himself is going to come through. Yeah, it's awesome. You came and spoke at our event in Miami, which was awesome as well, man.
It was actually what convinced me that I needed to do this was that event. So.
Yeah, it's man, in the speakers, and you got a hell of a lineup, man. One thing I love is just the networking and the people you meet. Has probably been the biggest ROI of in my opinion, that I've gotten in my circumstance. I probably say a lot of other people as well. Not only are you going to get this is like when you come to this, you're like, in a sense, like you're buying, 10 courses, because you're going to have 10 speakers that are just rock stars, dropping stuff that you're just not going to get anywhere else, and then you're going to be just in a group of successful people doing what you do. Nothing bad happens from that. You can kind of almost stumble your way into something good in that kind of scenario. It's just in the right place. Everybody's kind of got their own, and in SEO too. This is something that where everybody's kind of got their own little edge or their own angle at it, and it always kind of seems to work, right? There's 300 ranking factors. And I think that everybody's kind of got their own little piece that they've done that does actually work, sincerely work. It's a little bit different than somebody else's, especially kind of on the higher level.
It's also why we often don't get along, is because our way worked and we assume that's the only way that works.
Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? That don't work, man. That bullshit. Yeah, I think everybody just kind of goes off and they're doing one or two things. Merlino, even a year ago, in my opinion, when like CTR wasn't that great, which he's speaking here, right? He could rank a listing off CTR alone. I couldn't do that, but he could. But to me, it was like, oh, well, CTR, just it's not needed, it's not necessary, right? As what I used to say, but he could do it all by himself with just CTR. He was like a wizard at that. Or somebody's really good on page, they could crush it.
Yeah. Terry has ranked sites with just schema before.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like who does that? Terry does that.
Yeah.
You imagine ranking a page just with schema alone?
Yep.
Come on, man. No way, bro. That's crazy.
And other speakers include me. I hate that picture, but whatever. And co-founder Jim. Jim's not too well known, but he will be after that. We'll get back to the pricing here in a minute. We're also, hide this so you can see better. We're going to be adding something to Legiit this year that everybody in attendance is going to get access to before everyone else. I haven't quite figured out how to properly tease this without giving it away, what it is, but it's going to solve the number one problem, not only that our customers have told us that they have, but that the industry has in finding things that they need. And that's really all I can say for the moment. But everybody that's there, including the speakers and everybody in attendance, no matter what package you get, is going to get access to that. That'll be added to your account right there during the event. And I get to unveil that like Steve Jobs, which I'm looking forward to. That's why it says one more thing. I'm looking forward to that. But that's going to be worth the price of admission alone to get an advantage and get that before everybody else gets access to it as well. So, and there's some questions in the chat. I'll take those in just a minute. The hotel, Island Vista Resort, you probably need to take care of this too. Well, you don't actually have to do anything, but just when you show up. But anyway, it's right there on the beach. It's a really nice location. It's I wanted to make sure that I picked a hotel that was right on the beach, because what's the point of going to a beach if you're not going to be right on the beach? It's a beautiful place, pool, restaurant, the whole deal. Really nice hotel. Ooh. Not that anyone's invited to my place, but it's like 3 minutes from where I live. So, wow. Yeah. And then the venue, and this was something I learned from you guys, was I didn't want to do the standard hotel conference room thing. Like you guys had it in that type of garage type of thing. Yeah. And so what we found a few different places, but the one we settled on was this one. And if you don't know Myrtle Beach, it has more golf courses than anywhere in the world. And the very first golf course in Myrtle Beach was Pine Lakes Country Club, which is where the event's going to be in that building that you see on your screen right there. There's like a ballroom that it's going to be in, and it's really cool. It's right on the golf course, so you can kind of see out and stuff like that. And
so cool.
Yeah. And I have a special connection to this place that I'm going to tell that story at the event as well. But basically, a little teaser for that is the company that I used to work for owned that location at the time that I worked there. And there's more to that story, but I'm going to tell that when we get there. But it's really nice. There's only about, it's like a 4 or 5 minute Uber from the hotel to the venue. So it's not like bad. I've been to some events where it's like quite a ways away. So it's not a bad trip, or if you're driving or whatever. And, Myrtle Beach is a great place to vacation. Lots of stuff to do here. To put in perspective how much of a tourist location this is, we have a year-round population of about 30,000, and we get 14 million tourists a year. So, it's a great place to visit. At least that's what I'm told. I've lived here all my life. I don't know. But, water sports, golf, shopping, nightlife, the beach, whatever. So if you want to make a vacation out of it, you can certainly do that too. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors, Superstar SEO, Hardcore Growth. Those are mine and Jim's agencies. Local Dominator, which is Eldar's software for Google Maps tracking. Yeah. Map Pack Toolbox, which is Robbie's AI Google Maps tool. And Surf Trust, which is just one of our, it's an agency that's was generous enough to be one of our sponsors as well. As far as event details, the dates are for the VIP event, which is a exclusive party at Broadway at the Beach, which is at Dave & Buster's at Broadway at the Beach. Broadway at the Beach is a thing that takes up about 4 city blocks that has nightlife, shopping, restaurants, all kinds of places to hang out. And then we're going to have an exclusive catered party at the Dave and Buster's there. So that'll be lots of fun. And the dates are Friday the 13th. So that's kind of fun. September 13th, that'll be the VIP day. And then the 14th and 15th will be the event itself. And that will take place at the country club from, give or take 8 a.m. to 5-ish. Another thing I learned from your event was to not do hour-long presentations, but instead the 30 to 45 minutes. That way you can do more of them. And I don't know about anybody else, but my attention span can't handle an hour-long presentation. So do that. This schedule is tentative, but it's being worked out. And what else? The event is catered, so there'll be snacks and drinks and lunch. But if you don't want to have lunch with us, there's literally like 50,000 restaurants in Myrtle Beach, and I'm not exaggerating with that number. So plenty of options all around there, and you get to meet all these great people and me, and network and do it. And then as far as the pricing, let me put Brock's code and link on the screen again. It is legitlive.com/Brock, and coupon code is Brock too. Now we have two different packages.
Click the link below.
The executive package gets you access to the 2-day event on Saturday and Sunday, as well as wherever it is, the technology that I was talking about. You'll get access to that as well. Everybody will get that, and then you'll get access to it. That is $497. I actually haven't had a chance to update the pricing yet because this should have doubled already. And then if you use Brock's coupon code Brock, you'll get 35% off of that as well. So there's that. And then the next one is the VIP package, which will include access to the event and the VIP party that I just covered. You also get access to the Legiit dashboard, a lifetime access to that. That normally goes for $97 a month. So that's like pays for itself, pays for your ticket right there. Preferred seating. This is another thing I got from you guys. I was just going to do front row seating, but I liked how you had like the card that you could put wherever you want, because you might want to sit in the back if you're a introvert or whatever. So I got that from you guys too. So we'll have that. And then eventually you'll be able to buy a recording. I don't have that on the site just yet, but the VIP package also comes with an event recording. So maybe you don't do a good job paying attention. I certainly don't. So, you'll have the recording to refer back to as well. That'll probably take, sound from everybody event I've been to, it seems like it's a motherfucker to get that ready. So it'll probably be ready like a month or so afterwards.
It's not like so much like recording it. It's the editing and stuff that you're going to, because things are going to go wrong. I remember it took me like 2 weeks to do Brian Hung's, like when he spoke at our event, to fix his audio because the audio was out. Like I had to do it the whole way, and it was like one of the best ones. We had to get it out, for people to see. But like you couldn't, like literally couldn't hear it. I tried like the voice isolators. There was like some AI ones I tried. They couldn't work. So yeah, it's just like the audio and things. Like you have a technical thing. But it was like that for like every single one. It was kind of tough. That's for me speaking. But we get them out there for sure.
So anyway, the package will come with that, or eventually you'll be able to buy that separately as well. So there's that.
That's incredible, man. At a country club, I think that's a great idea. That's wonderful, really. That is really cool. I'm excited. I'm super pumped.
Yeah, and as far as the pricing, I am going to lose money on this event. I'm just being perfectly honest. I tried to put it. I didn't want. It's already hard to travel somewhere and book your hotel and your flight or your drive or whatever. I didn't want the price of the ticket to be the thing that made it so where somebody that wanted to come couldn't. So I made these as cheap as I possibly, I don't like the word cheap, as inexpensive as I possibly could. And I looking around at other event prices, I think this was very reasonably priced. And on top of that, if you use Brock's coupon code, you're going to get another 35% off. So I don't know. Hopefully some of you will be able to join us. Brock's got some, are you still there? You look like you might be frozen. Oh,
no,
there you go. Okay.
I might have froze for a second.
Brock, gave you a good teaser today of what he's going to be talking about. And that's just one of the 15 or however many speakers it is. So I don't know. It'd be almost impossible not to get your money's worth. I've done my best to make sure of that. And
that's a pretty competitive price, that really is for a 2-day event, plus with a VIP for $997. That is, most of those are going to be $14.97 or $14.99 or something all day long. And it's And it's not, it's just the cost of like running these events, it has to be that way.
Yeah, I'm going to lose. If I break even, I'll be thrilled, and I don't see that happening.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. Oh, I believe it 100%. Yeah, I think we ended up eating like $4,000 or something, I think total, after it was all said and done. So,
Yeah.
but hey, it's a passion play, really. I
Right.
mean, I think people that do this, they do it because they love it. They love the people, they love the community, and you know, and that's why you do it. You don't, these are not money makers, and I think it's probably a big misconception. People
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
buy it, they're like, oh, 500. Let me do the math real quick.
Yeah.
20 people show up. You got 20 grand or something. Guys, that is not how it works. I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure
Everything.
like the ClickFunnels event and traffic and conversions, I'm sure those make money.
Oh, yeah.
But
Sure. Yeah.
these smaller ones, like if you under like 1,000 people, you're probably not making any money,
Right.
at least not any real money. And another point I want to make is there's nothing for sale here. Once at the event itself, like it's not going to be one of those that's a glorified webinar. Like I went to a digital marketer event 2 years ago, and it was like, I don't know, like $700 to get in, so it was a pretty cheap ticket. But the whole fucking thing was them pitching you on a $40,000 program. And then if you made over a certain amount, they took you into a room and tried to sell you $100,000 program. So that's not going to be the case here. Nobody has anything for sale. Obviously it has our brand in the name. So there's, inherently a bit of a promotion, but it's not going to be that. So that's another thing. I don't know. We got a couple of questions.
Digital marketers always kind of been a pitch fest. I remember them like way back in the day. They got a smooth operation though, I could see myself going there paying $700 and then go buying something from them,
Yeah, I had to talk myself out of it.
Like it was like scaling and something about systems and scaling.
Yeah, that's the one I went to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
got me, man.
Scalable is what it was called. Yeah,
Scalable. Yeah, I got the book.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet. I remember him like when he was doing all the different. You would get like all the different digital marketing videos and stuff that you get on that website way back in the day.
Yeah, he'd put together like different like $95 ones. Yeah. Yeah, right, he's very, very, very good at that stuff. So we got a couple questions if you got time for them.
Let's go, baby. Shoot your questions like a cowboy.
Sebi Chiropractic and Sports Medicine Clinic out of Charlotte, North Carolina. There's your free plug. Fans Refrigeration. Says, how does your CTR script driving directions beat the spam filters for Google?
You got to come to the event for that one, cowboy. Mr. Teddy Chiropractic.
And he lives in Charlotte, so it's a pretty quick drive. So I'm sure that he'll be there. Right, Alan?
Click the link below, Teddy, and you'll find out. It's not very simple. I'm gonna tell you that much for sure.
All right, let's see. There were some other ones.
Your proxies and all kinds of fun stuff.
Where was it? I saw one in here from Monty. Well, somebody asked before if this was good for local. So basically, that's entirely talking about CTR. That's almost entirely for local, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think there are always like some people that do organics, but not very much. I mean, it's usually the special operations local guys that are out there, hitting the CTR button like psychos, for sure. Because I mean, that's what's going to have the most impact. I mean, what are you going to raise a listing organically from 5 to 3 or something? Maybe,
I mean, that can be important, right? If you're at 3 and you need to get to 1, that can be a tiebreaker. But ultimately, you were mostly talking about Google Maps or whatever the fuck they call it this week.
Right. For sure. Big Monty Hobbs. What's up, big homie? Is this the best for local business? Everything, man. You got to do everything, though. A to Z. Don't just try to, the driving directions, something I'm testing, and obviously there'll be parts of how that concludes, next month when we go to the event. But I would say what's best for local, have a solid brand, a solid foundation, before you do any ninja stuff. Make sure, you've got some good citations built out. You've got a decent website. You've got decent images, you got all that fun stuff that you can go get at Legiit.com if you don't want to do yourself.
Now, earlier I said that people like to major in the minors. What I mean by that is they want to do all this CTR and driving directions and all that shit. Not shit, but all that stuff. And they haven't done the basic stuff.
Right.
Like, which is like 90% of the work. And then the rest of this is like tiebreakers is what I like to call them. So, I don't know. That's just a pet peeve of mine that people will want to buy a technique like this, do it when they haven't done the basics, and say it doesn't work because they haven't done the most important part. So,
right. Exactly. And you just do them once, though. You get your basics done. You do them one time, Big Monty, you're good to go. I would,
Mice89 says how to get reviews. The first thing to do is not suck. Like that's the most important thing to getting reviews. And then do you have any strategies? I mean, beyond not 100% real ones, do you have any strategies of getting reviews out of your clients, like your clients' clients, I guess?
Yeah, man, I'm going to give you all some gold. I'm going to give you some gold here. Probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to give you a hint. If you read Google's terms of service, now this is something that's kind of a little bit to my personal heart. I did a course not that long ago that talked about it. We have a mastermind, but it's done so much that I've had to redo it. Actually, like the algorithm changes with the reviews, whether that's getting them to publish or getting them to fall off on a technical aspect. The little gold nugget that I'm going to share with you is, obviously Google doesn't want you to incentivize reviews or anything like that, fake reviews or anything, but they're pretty broad about who can and cannot review your business. That could be someone that just read a blog post, all the way to somebody that went to an event that your business hosted, yada, yada, yada. So I would say that you can kind of use your imagination on that or go read some Google documentation, but it's a very broad aspect of where and how you can get reviews. Just don't pay for them. And click the link below. Big Daddy Brock 35% off only one time. Will be valid for the next 15 minutes.
And to be clear,
while it lasts, boys.
Don't type Big Daddy Brock. That might get you something that you don't want.
Unless you do, Man, I tell you, the algorithm, in my opinion, has been changing, pretty rapidly. I've seen a lot of volatility lately in the markets or just in general, I just think it's more indicative that have everything. That is my local SEO preach for the day, is to make sure that you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and you should be safe from the Google boogeyman when the updates come rolling through and Google wants to clap that shit,
Salim says, what should new company do when it comes to ranking GMB, for example, web design agency in Dubai? What should I do to get maximum traction for new GMB? Should I include? Okay, well, let's just answer the last question. Should I include keyword in profile? My take on that has always been that it works, but it's also a good way to get somebody to report your ass and get your thing shut down. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's definitely a risk versus reward scenario. It's going to help you rank. You're not going to rank by yourself with it, but it's definitely going to make your life easier. You're still going to want to do everything else, but I always just say yes. I'm the kind of guy that'll roll the dice, make it happen, regardless. But you want to think longevity, you probably shouldn't. But everybody's doing it, and you want to be competitive. That's my opinion. I say go ahead, drop it in there. Worst case scenario, Google slaps you on the hand. You gotta, appeal it, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
as long as it's a real business.
Yeah, I think that more so than Google, you're getting your competitors' attention when you do that, because it's an easy thing for them to report you for.
Right, and you got to be cautious in the very, very beginning. Especially the first 30 days, I'm really careful. And then I would say, first 3 months, you want to just be cautious for sure. I would probably, say follow Chris's advice on that one, but
I mean, it's, I guess if it's a lead gen, you may as well go for it, but Yeah.
You might as well. You ain't got nothing to lose. You're already playing outside the game anyways,
Right.
You're already outside of the rules, Just take it all the way.
Nazim says, hey, Walker, what's up, man? What's up, Nazim? Christopher says, depends on the keyword. Things like city name, pro, expert repair are flagged keywords for spam filters.
That's absolutely correct, Mr. Christopher. Especially in certain categories, they absolutely are.
Roofer, solar, and so on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are correct. So
All right.
solar, anything with the legal niche, plumbing, stuff like that. The real spammed out ones. Locksmith,
Locksmith. Yeah.
the OG spam category.
Why is that? Like, I've never needed a locksmith in my entire life.
I haven't either. Apparently, they're really like high volume calls. Apparently, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I tried. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to get some locksmith GMBs not that long ago, and they were like gone, like within like 2 weeks. I'm like, what happened? I said they were locksmiths. Yeah, it's been very mind altering to me. I've never ever gotten a locksmith call or never used one. So,
Yeah.
But apparently there's a lot of people out there, I guess, in the underground, they're out there calling locksmiths,
locking their keys in their car. Like, I don't get what the big deal is. But.
Yeah. I think like locking your keys in your car, like you're out somewhere. They can rekey it on site or lock your house. I think they can even pick your house too. I think even like safes and stuff, but I could be wrong. But the guy, what's the Kimi, has got the loophole of the century on the GMBs. He has if you go to the Walmart, they have the where you can make your own key. They convert those into GMBs. It's brilliant. It's a real business, right? But they're definitely falsely advertising. But and they're at Walmart, so they're getting like huge foot traffic every day. Yeah. There's just they're probably just damn near unbeatable, I would say. They ain't going anywhere, that's for sure.
You see all these little things that Brock is bringing up. This is just him just thinking off the top of his head. Imagine what he'll do if he's here in person. Maybe he gets a few in him, and you get even more. That's the whole point of not the whole point, but the whole advantage of meeting people in person, right? Is like you never know where the conversation is going to take you. And I always thought it was bullshit, but there's just something different about being in physically where somebody is.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of it's the speakers, and just people in general are a lot open, to things that you wouldn't be open to saying, online or in public. And I don't mean that like anything obscene or anything, just on tactics and what they've seen and little nuggets. I call them little nugs, because you're going to hear stuff that you've never heard of. Definitely when you're there, when you're around people. I mean, don't like to your own horn or anything, but there's not a lot of people out here that do this. So you probably are getting into a room with some of the best, not saying the best, but some of the best people that do what they in the field, that are being completely obsessed with this, for years, trying to solve the Google puzzle. And, they've got a lot of experience and everybody has a unique situation and that they're trying to get right. And, it's just interesting to see what other people have and what they've seen and the tactics that they can come up with. And, but you times that by 50, you've got a pretty interesting evening, to say the least. And I think this is going to be one of an incredible event for sure. At a golf club or a country club, you can't beat that at Myrtle Beach. Even though for whatever reason in Florida, the old wives' tale was there was good waves up there to go surfing. And, I hear it sucks. So they might be good for where you're at, but in Florida, we don't have very good waves.
We don't hear either.
California.
It's definitely not a surf town, which is disappointing because surf girls are hot. So not that a happily married guy like you would even notice, but
Right. Yeah. I got blinders on, man, wherever I go.
Christopher says the loophole is leveraging established brand like a car wash being common at a gas station by proxy, so Google approves. Walmart can be by proxy do auto shop, suspend, reinstate, flip. Interesting.
Christopher, you want to go in a little more detail on that for your boy? Hit me up after this little class.
Brock, what tactics do you do most when it comes to optimizing GMB? Any tips we should every time working? So you're kind of asking a broad question, Salim. Basically, the main thing would be to do the 90% shit, optimize the profile, optimize the on page, social profiles, all that stuff, right? Like that's the biggest thing to do.
How can you make this brand look bigger and more authoritative, than what it is? That's always a good question to ask yourself as well.
Yeah. That's why I'm not a big fan of like the lead gen stuff, because it's not really a brand and you're going to have to like invent a bunch of shit. So.
Oh, it's fake as hell. Yeah, everything's fake. You're trying to, and I think sometimes it even gives you a disadvantage. You're trying to rank best car accident lawyer in Brooklyn. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Right, not like Brock, attorney at law, would be.
Yeah, right. Especially when you've got something like built, though.
Mm-hmm.
And
fun like fact on like branded traffic. When we first started Legiit, if you just searched Legiit, it would ask you, did you mean legit, like the word Legit? Right. It took me like a year to get Google to even understand the brand name. But since we've done that, like it's helped the rest of our rankings tremendously, because now like people will search SEO legit, you know what I mean? So it's that was huge for us, and it took us a long time to train Google that it didn't mean the actual word. So
on some of like the most like biggest websites I've seen that have been like the most successful, like I'd probably say 40%, half is all branded traffic, like organically, no CTR. I think it just sends a really big signal to Google that, hey, these people are looking for that business, and like I said, I think that's just kind of where everything's going. But Salim, to answer your question, you optimize your GMB A to Z, baby. Categories, services, get some nice images, cover photo in there, and try to get some reviews, citations on yada, 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 so on and so forth, where you just go down the line. Never one thing, guys. There's no like one thing. I mean, there are, but they, you got to do everything else first. Like Chris said, do your A to Z before you buy, a bunch of cell phones and do
that. One second.
Guys, you're going to miss it. Myrtle Beach, September 13th, Friday the 13th. Come get it. You're not going to want it. There's only going to be one. It's one of one. So far, one of one. Legit with two eyes, like legit live. Come on. We all have used Legit before in the past. This is going to be huge. This is a huge event, and I know Chris personally, and I know he ain't doing nothing half-ass. So I'm here to tell you, this is going to be a hell of a show, a hell of a place to be. And I mean, time's running out. We're coming in those last 30 days. Yeah. If you can wing it, I'd try to suggest you just try to little snake your way in there. Coupon code BROCK, baby, and go on in there with that 35% off.
Yeah, let me show you how that works, because we have had a couple people get confused with the coupon code. So I will demonstrate. So 1 second, because we had a couple people that like expected it to apply automatically or something. So I don't want there to be any confusion. So you just come down and you choose the package you want. Obviously, you want the VIP because that makes me more money. And put in your information. And then for the coupon, you just click here to enter your coupon code. And you put in Brock. And you click apply. And you save almost $350.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Off of already what I believe to be a very reasonable price. And you just put in your information and your credit card and you place your order. Now, if for some reason you don't have a credit card and you need PayPal or something like that, just message Legit support or message me, and you can actually buy it directly through Legit as well. We haven't had too many people have to do that yet, but it's there if you need it, because I know that some people don't have credit cards or whatever. So I want you to have as much opportunity to give me money as you possibly can. So I've set it up that way as well. And that's really all there is to it. And does anybody have any questions on the event itself or anything else for Brock or anything like that? Brock, you have anything else you want to get into before we start winding down?
No, I just, guys, take a second look at the event, check it out. I think it's going to be great. You're going to see your boy there. I promise you, whatever I share here, I'm not going to share anywhere else. Country club. Who does an SEO event at a country club? Living the good life. We're all going to be there like Pablo Escobar over here learning SEO.
Our reference is probably above some people's age range, but
yeah, beautiful southern historic Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't know what it almost call it Southern Carolina.
Yeah. At least you're not like the Weather Channel that when there's a hurricane, it talks about the weather affecting the Carolinas as if we're one fucking state. Drives me absolutely insane.
They do that, yeah. Well, the Carolinas, like, yeah, y'all are just all gonna get it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're all good, man. I got a buddy that lives in North Carolina up in the mountains and stuff. Yeah, totally different. Everything, you know. Pine Lakes, baby. That looks like a beautiful, beautiful country club. Beautiful hotel. Guys, get away from the wife for a couple of days. She's gonna, she'll love you a little bit more when you get back. I promise. All right, get a little spacey space. Go blow some steam, have a good time, have a couple drinks. Look at this pool. I don't know, y'all northern boys need to come down to the south, get a little sun on your ass. Here you go, right here. Here is the time to do it. This is the universe right now calling you to come to Myrtle Beach.
I bet you guys didn't know you'd be getting marriage advice today, too.
Yeah. Hey, I promise you it works. I promise you it works.
When you do, make sure that you use this unbelievably elaborate thing that they made us give you. The hotels are a motherfucker to deal with. But yeah, use that code so you make sure you get in our block of rooms. And hanging out at the hotel is like a big part of the advantage of these things anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, it really is. You've got the event, but hanging out, that's my favorite part. It's kind of hanging out afterwards, having a couple drinks, dinner, having a couple shots, whatever you're into, smoke a little weed,
Which is illegal here, just in case anyone's wondering. So
it's legal or no?
Illegal.
Oh.
So we don't condone any illegal behavior.
We do not condone that, but I'm sure, people are people, I'm sure someone's going to go, something might light up around.
I may or may not know a guy.
So. I'm from Florida, for the record, where marijuana is legal, well, medically legal, which is.
How's your glaucoma, by the way?
Fantastic. Since I got my medicine,
Nestor says tequila at the beach, margaritas maybe. Wow, I take that as Nestor saying he's going to be there. Is that how you interpret that?
Oh, yeah, yes, Mr. Precise, man, come on down, dude, baby, let's go, Nestor.
All right, so one last time, we'll put this on the screen: legitlive.com/Brock. Coupon code Brock. I'm gonna you know Brock Lesnar, the wrestler, right? His guy that introduces him is Paul Heyman. He always introduces him a certain way. I'm gonna introduce you that way at the event. I'm gonna rehearse ahead of time. Anyhow, let me get to the top here.
Make it pop.
The dates are for the VIP event is September 13th at 6 p.m. That's Friday the 13th. That I did not realize that when I chose these dates, but if you're superstitious, get over it.
I've always had the best days on Friday the 13th. It's always been a good day for me. My son was born on the 13th too.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't Friday, but anyways, 13 is one of my lucky numbers.
Well, it'll be a Friday at some point in his life. So I actually didn't even know you had a son. So.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, yeah. I got two. I have two sons actually, grown too. One just graduated high school. Believe it or not.
He's old as fuck.
No, I just had him really young. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think 19 or so.
Wow.
We're still together. That's Elise, the baby mom, is my wife. We're still.
I met her. She's a wonderful lady.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky man, for sure. Got it right very young, I guess. I don't know.
I did not, but that's a story for another day.
Hey, I've been close to that too. Married 20 years. It's dude, marriage is tough for sure, and that's why you need to come down to South Carolina, September 13th to the 15th, and get a little breaky break and have a couple drinks with no smoking anything illegal, and have some of the best SEO minds together And
And it's not just SEO, for the record. We got
oh no, yeah, forgot. Yeah.
Jim, who runs his agency. He does web design, but he also just has a unique and he's also the co-founder and tech lead at Legiit. Technically, it's not the right title, but I'm trying to push through this. Andrew runs the paid ads for Legiit. And if you saw the commercial we put out a few months ago, his agency was responsible for making that happen too. Very, very creative mind when it comes to PPC. Eldar, now, while he is into SEO, he's actually going to be talking about Facebook, like organic Facebook marketing. So, so that's really powerful. Gregory's going to be talking about client retention. So I guess that's kind of SEO, but like not necessarily. It can be whatever. And he was on just a couple days ago. Navneet is SEO. He's one of the best SEOs I know, and nobody's ever heard of him until now. At least nobody here in America. He's coming all the way from India.
I think I've seen him. He's man, honestly, now since you say that, I remember seeing like this was like a while back though. There was like kind of like a pretty like I hate to say like guru, but like an influential SEO guy in India. And now when you said that, like it clicked. Like, I used to see him like wear jeans and this little hat. I think I don't know, oddly enough, my memory might be a little screwed. You know, I wasn't in the Marine Corps
because of the glaucoma, right?
You know, and so, but I think I remember this guy like having a big agency, I think, out there in India or something. But okay, so we're probably talking about the same person. I don't know what.
And Brian, and we got Brian and Michael, who they're both going to be talking about some really cool SEO stuff. I don't know 100% what Michael's talking about, but I saw Brian's. It's going to be big.
Brian Winham is phenomenally smart, super smart guy.
Terry, who is another person that's indirectly responsible for this event happening, because my first event was his event last year, which is where I met you for the first time as well. Randy, who does PR, digital PR, which is kind of SEO, but it's also like kind of part of building a brand, like you talked about, right?
Right. Exactly.
I don't know much about this guy, but
real asshole. I heard.
That's what. James, who was in the chat at least a little while ago. I don't know if he's still there, but I saw his presentation at your event, and that was some really interesting stuff. He covered like 15 different things in his presentation too, which was mind-boggling to me. So
no, dude, me and Mike tried to get. I know I was like independently. Like 2 years ago, I was trying to get his. I was trying to get his sales process of how. Because I remember one time I was talking to him. I think it was. I released my first course or something where like we really started to click and talk. And he like, I sold another client. And I'm like, oh my, what are you doing? And he had like a process. He wouldn't tell me. But so I was just as excited as it, and I know Mike was too. Oddly, after we started talking, Mike was trying to get it too, I guess. And we were, I was like, and he finally gave it away. It was brilliant how he did it. Just a little bit of mix of online and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't want to give it away, right? But it's brilliant.
Yeah, but he's actually going to be talking about reputation management, which is, again, goes back to building a proper brand and having a good reputation. Like one dude asked, how do you get reviews? Is like, you deserve them is the best thing that you can do to get reviews.
Right. So. And you ask for them, you know? But you should do a good job. And
it's funny that you have to give that as advice because like that should just be common sense, but now Robbie is going to be talking about some AI stuff and how he's used Legiit because he's one of our top freelancers and how he's used that to grow his agency. Kira unfortunately wasn't able to get a passport in time, so she's not going to make it, which is a shame because she's really, really good at international SEO. And Brian is actually going to be showing us some stuff with Google Sheets, which he is just masterful at. You were talking a little bit about that, but he's really great with that, right?
Yeah, Brian is a brain. He's I don't know. I can't even say anything. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words trying to explain Brian's brilliance.
I had him on the channel maybe 2-3 months ago, and everybody was requesting that he be a speaker. That's like I was going to ask him anyway, but like this was also by popular demand. That's how much people look forward to learning from him as well.
Not only is he super smart, he's just such a fucking good dude and a good soul, man. You just like to be around him. He's just fucking love Cato, and everybody does it. You meet him, you're gonna love Cato.
Yeah.
If you haven't met him before, come on down, because you're gonna meet an angel on earth, the only angel on earth.
Yeah. And then, I'll have some stuff to say too, but I don't want to talk about myself. These are the tickets. Those are the prices. And then, of course, you get the 35% off, which we've had a couple people take advantage of, it looks like. So use coupon code Brock, not Big Daddy Brock, just Brock,
Just
to get 35% off. If I'd have known, I would have made it that. And then, like I say, everybody's going to get access to something that we've been working on for almost a year. You're going to get access to that before everyone else, and that's going to be unveiled at the event. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to do it just like an iPhone announcement. Like, I'm so excited
sweet
to give that speech. And the hotel, if you can book the hotel, make sure that you mention Legiit SEO conference block 285661. I don't know why they had to make that so complicated. I don't know why you couldn't just say Legiit live, but it is what it is. I remember the issues you guys had when setting up the hotel too. That was
Oh yeah, we had to just be lucky with the really bad code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Pine Lakes Country Club is where the event is. There's only about a 5-minute drive between the two. Really pretty location that we chose, and lots of shit to do here in Myrtle Beach. So I suggest you book a couple extra days on either side of the event and hang out for a while if you have the time.
They got the best strip clubs in Myrtle Beach right there. I'm just kidding.
I have no idea what those are. I will have no advice to give anyone that asks. Anyway, and our sponsors: Superstar SEO, Hardcore Growth, Local Dominator, Matt Pack Toolbox, and SERP Trust. So
shout out to the boys.
Yep. I know that's pretty much it. Legitlive.com/Brock, coupon code Brock for 35% off. I don't know. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm keeping my mouth shut for the event. That's it. I'm not saying nothing until September 13th. All right. So that's all I got. I love y'all. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Don't drink and drive.
We got to get 50 people on. So one thing I want to ask everyone that's still in attendance: did you get something out of the stuff that Brock talked about today? Forget about the event, just the different tips and the advice he gave on CTR and the I don't even know what you call it, the driving directions with the phone setup. Did anybody find any of that interesting or helpful? Please let me know before we wrap up. And I'm going to I just want to see what everyone thought. I want to make sure that we're giving some value on these, and I'm not just presenting and pitching you stuff, although I do want your money. I'm not going to lie. I don't want it to be just that, which is the same philosophy behind the event itself. So please let me know if you found any of that valuable. Brock's a very busy person, as am I. So I want to make sure that we're using our time wisely, but we're also using your time wisely. So anybody can give me any feedback on that, that would be great. But yeah, check it out at legitlive.com/Brock with coupon code Brock. I enjoy saying that. Like I'm really practicing my Paul Heyman there for 35% off. I know you don't know who that is, but trust me. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'm going to be doing a couple more of these before the event with some of the other speakers. I haven't quite worked out the time yet because it's hard to schedule things, but I don't know. That's it, Brock. I'll see you next month. And this is good for now, but the price will eventually go up. I just haven't had a chance to do it because Stripe makes it hard. You have to actually create a new product in Stripe and then connect it to I don't know why you can't just change the fucking price of an existing product in Stripe. Right. That's really irritating to me. But anyway, that's why that's not done. It's because I'm lazy. So my point in that story is that it's going to get more expensive. So buy it now and save yourself some coin, and then use Brock's code to save even more, because saving money is good. There's your profound wisdom for the day. Saving money is good. So, all right. I think that's going to do it.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. And man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to be here. I love the event. Love the speakers. Thank you. This is really, really good. I'm excited.
Me too.
Pressure's on now. I feel like I gotta go drop a couple more, couple little knowledge bombs now. Add to the sheet. Add to the slides.
Yeah. If you're anything like me, it'll be the day before. When I remember actually you at the OMG event, made somebody else go before you because you were still working on your shit, right up until the time that you spoke.
Right. I think I had the outline done, but yeah, to make it pretty and stuff. Yeah. I usually just wait. I let the creative juices flow,
Yeah. Cool.
But I usually have an outline done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I have it in my head. It's the getting it into something I can present with. It's the hard part.
Yeah, just
So,
making it look pretty, you know. That's all.
yeah. I have someone that works with me at Legiit that does like actually designs my presentations. So all I have to do is go in and put the information in. So that's very nice. So
Man, yeah, I need to buy one of them. You know.
all right. Well, I will see you in a couple of weeks, and I'll see everybody else sooner than that, but hopefully then as well. And if you have any questions at any point, you can message me or you can message Legiit support and they will help you out. But legitlive.com/Brock, coupon code Brock for 35% off. I keep saying that because no matter how many times you say something, there's somebody that didn't hear you the first time. So that's a little business tip there too. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Brock, I'll see you soon. And everybody else, I'll see you as well. Have a great one. Peace.